25 years ago, ye took my blood. Ye made you from me.
Small, muscular Boy Scout.
Are we dead?
1,000 more.
Hobbs and Shaw is the most serviceable movie I've seen in this very disappointing summer, because every movie that I was looking forward to, almost every movie that I was looking forward to this summer season really like disappointed me. And now we have something like Hobbs and Shaw, which I can't really say the same thing for. So plus the IMAX was awesome. So let's get home, let's review this movie. I'm gonna give you guys my absolute honest opinion of what I thought about this movie. So let's get home and let's review this movie. Alright guys, so I saw Hobbs and Shaw, and I did see it in IMAX. Of course, I'll talk about that IMAX experience as always after the actual review for the movie itself. But Hobbs and Shaw, one of my most anticipated movies this summer for many reasons. I really enjoy the Fast and Furious franchise, and ever since Fate of the Furious 2 years back, that chemistry that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Jason Statham had in that movie, it was awesome. I think it was probably the best part of that movie, and I wanted more from it. And thankfully, a few months later, it got announced that they were doing a spin-off with both of these characters, and I was honestly very excited for this movie. So, you know, my expectations for this movie, my expectations for this movie was basically expecting a silly, action-packed movie with some things that probably aren't going to make sense. But those were my expectations for that movie, and basically everything that I was expecting and everything that I wanted for this movie, it was all in this movie. It's all I wanted this movie to be. My expectations were met, and sometimes they were rocketed sky high. Like, there were some moments in this movie where I was like, yeah, I'm really enjoying myself in this theater. And look, this movie won't win any type of awards or anything, but for what the movie is, and the movie existing in this franchise with very over-the-top entries and extreme over-the-top action scenes and fun stories, Hobbs and Shaw has every right to actually be as fun and entertaining as it was, and even good in many aspects. Ever since, again, Fate of the Furious, I've wanted more from these two characters. They both had like a very odd but a very dynamic chemistry in that movie, and at some point, both of these characters were villains in the franchise. I mean, I guess you could say that Hobbs was kind of a villain in Fast 5. And now they're just laid out as like good guys just trying to get their job done. Now the chemistry here, once again, is very good, very entertaining. It's actually developed throughout the whole movie. And The Rock, once again, is proving himself to be a fun talent and really owns this role of Hobbs. Now, he was taken a little bit more serious in the Fast and Furious movies. Here, not as much, but considering what the tone of the movie is, I think that his character that he is in this movie fits the tone a lot better than a serious character. And Jason Statham was also really damn fun as Deckard Shaw, as always, proving himself to be a badass once again. Now, of course, he was a villain in Furious 7, but then he was like defined to be like a good guy in Fate of the Furious, and that's extended even more here in this movie. And we definitely get a tad closer to knowing how quite good and quite underestimated his character could be in this movie, which I thought was really good touch. Vanessa Kirby plays a badass female hero once again, almost like how she kind of did in Mission Impossible Fallout, considering that she wasn't in that movie for that long. But she was really good in this movie. She plays Deckard Shaw's younger sister in this movie, and I thought that she really fits in this role perfectly. Like, I actually bought that she was Jason Statham's sister in this movie, and they did a solid job casting her character in this movie. And also, her character was also written fairly well into the story. Like, she never felt forced into this movie, which I was worried about watching the trailers for this movie, but she worked perfectly well in this movie. Although, I'd say one of my biggest disappointments with this movie was the villain of the movie, Idris Elba, who is the new big bad here, and he plays a high-tech, genetically enhanced superhuman, as they call him in the movie. And even with that, there's not much to his character. Like, all we get is the idea that he is a villain because he's a superhuman and he wants to be better than the average human. And, you know, even with some backstory sprinkled there around, but nothing else to his character, which I found quite disappointing. But, you know, he definitely had his cool moments, and it definitely made him a enjoyable villain. But again, as an actual character, there wasn't much to him. The movie has a pretty consistent high energy flow, which made this movie's pacing a lot more smoother to handle and made the time go by quicker. All that is thanks to, of course, the ridiculous over-the-top action scenes, with each scene getting even more nonsensical and even more ridiculous than the other scene. But I think that's what really makes the scene work, just being entertaining as it is, and the movie is already established with this very over-the-top tone, and the movie is very self-aware. The movie knows what it is, and in my opinion, I think that those are the movies that I probably enjoy more. Movies that already know what they are and they completely own it. In this case, Hobbs and Shaw knows it's stupid, it's silly, it knows that some of the storylines aren't exactly gonna make sense. Like, we're dealing with a virus and a superhuman in this movie, and it knows that there are some things that aren't gonna make sense, and it just knows that, and it owns it. That's what I love about this movie. It's just self-aware of how silly and ridiculous this movie is. All the themes about family that, of course, basically, like, if you've seen at least like a minute of any of the Fast and Furious franchise, there's always some type of dialogue of family and like speech that Vin Diesel gives about family, and you know, the themes about family is respectfully brought into the third act of this movie, which felt like they matched just in place before the third act finale of this movie, which is just insane. Like, if you've seen the trailers, you know what the third act of this movie is, but it's insane, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed myself watching this movie. I think that this is one of the only movies in this very disappointing summer that has met my expectations. Again, I knew what to expect from this movie, so this movie met all my expectations. I'm very happy with this movie, and you know, personally, I'd recommend this movie on a full price admission day, and I'm gonna give Hobbs and Shaw a B+. The IMAX was actually really cool for this one. Like, there was a lot of course, like, expected loud moments, and there are a lot of scenes in this movie that are just, like, again, just over the top, and it's only going to make it more enjoyable in IMAX. Of course, seeing all these crazy visuals on a much bigger screen. I would recommend the IMAX, of course. It's up to you whether you want to do that experience or not, but I thought it was a cool experience. It was really fun and made the movie a lot more immersive and intense, so I would recommend the IMAX. But anyways, yeah, have you guys seen Hobbs and Shaw? Have you guys seen it? What did you guys think about it? Personally, I think this is like my second or third favorite movie in this Fast and Furious franchise. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the franchise overall, but thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.